Hi, Earthlings, and welcome to another episode of Life Instructions. If you're new here, you might be wondering who is this girl and why does she think that she has life instructions to offer? Let me start by saying I don't have all the answers, obviously. I just spent years exploring at once, backed by science, psychology, and real life experiences. I'm Umaima with a background in psychology, communications, and media. I work for Google, and I've spent over 16 years diving deep into the world of personal development, reading countless books. And here's the thing: happiness, clarity, and progress aren't as far away as they might feel. What I've learned the hard way is that sometimes all we need is a new perspective or a fresh tool to unlock our next step. That's exactly why I'm here to offer you digestible, science backed insights, relatable perspectives, and actionable advice. This isn't about quick fixes or cliches. My goal is honestly to bring you a menu of idea, tools, and inspiration you can pick from, because life isn't one size fits all, and that's also why I'm committed to interviewing people from all walks of life. In our God's Plan editions, you'll hear extraordinary stories from ordinary people, and these aren't celebrities or experts you might think that you can't relate to. They're people like you and me, navigating life with resilience and wisdom. And in our solo editions, we dive into the principles and strategies that science and psychology tell us can genuinely improve our lives. Honestly, invest in my time, energy, and resources into this because I believe in the power of sharing what works, whether it's a story, a study, or a simple tip to make your day just a little bit better. So, even if one idea here inspires you, helps you feel less stuck, or simply makes you think differently, then I consider this project a success. Now, let's dive into today's subject. Alright, let's get into something a little more bite sized today. If you have ever felt like you don't have time to work on your goals or change your life, this episode is for you. We're talking about micro habits, the small actions that, when practiced consistently, can completely transform your life, making small, manageable changes without feeling overwhelmed. So, micro habits are incredibly powerful. Speaking from experience, not because they're groundbreaking or revolutionary, but because they are so simple and so easy to do that they become automatic over time. And the science behind micro habits is really fascinating. When we take small actions, it doesn't feel like we're doing anything hard or extreme, but over time, they add up to big results. And this works because of the brain's reward system. When we complete an action, especially a small one, our brain gets a hit of dopamine. And this chemical is like a little pat on the back telling you, hey, you're doing great. So, the more often you get these dopamine boosts, the more likely you are to repeat the behavior. But the magic of micro habits is that they help us bypass that resistance we often feel toward big tasks. Instead of thinking, oh my god, I need to go to the gym for an hour, you just tell yourself, work out for 2 minutes. Often, once you start, you'll keep going because you've already broken the barrier of starting. And some example of micro habits could be for health. So you drink a glass of water first thing in the morning. It's so simple. It takes almost no time, and it's a habit that makes a huge difference over time. Can put it next to you where you brush your teeth usually, so you don't even have to think about it, or just right next to your bed. And for productivity, instead of thinking I need to finish this entire project, you start by setting a timer for 5 minutes and dive into that one task. Like personally, I just do a 5 minute inbox, and whatever I can share answer, then it gets done. And for personal growth, you practice gratitude for 2 minutes. This could be as simple as writing down 3 things you're thankful for on that day, and it takes no time but can shift your mindset in a huge way. And if I had to give you one quick tip, I would say just start with just one or two micro habits. Keep them simple and repeat them every day for at least 21 days, and you'll see how they slowly build into a routine. And this concept of micro habits connects closely to the idea of the compound effect by Darren Hardy. So, Hardy talks about how small, consistent actions lead to massive compounding results over time. It's the idea that one small habit can change the trajectory of your life, one step at a time. In spiritual traditions, there's also a belief in the power of small actions leading to big spiritual growth. It's about the importance of small, intentional steps in the right direction. When you focus on the small things and do them consistently, they lead to larger transformations. The concept of initiating change through small, consistent actions is deeply rooted in ancient philosophy. Aristotle introduced the idea of hexes, emphasizing that virtuous habits are developed through deliberate practice. This perspective aligns with modern approaches to habit formation, where starting with manageable tasks like meditating for just 1 minute can lead to significant personal growth over time. I personally, a few years ago, wanted to build a morning routine so badly, but every time I set these big goals, like meditated for 20 minutes or journaling for a full page every day, I'd give up before I even started. And one day I decided to take a different approach. After I read The Miracle Morning in 2020 during COVID, I set the bar as low as humanly possible. I told myself, all you have to do is meditate for 1 minute. That's it. It was so small. It felt silly not to do it. And once I got over that initial resistance, I started to enjoy the process. And now my morning routine is one of my favorite parts of the day. And I spend an hour journaling, meditating, visualizing, and setting my intentions. But it all started with just 1 minute. So small steps really can lead to big changes. Here's the bottom line: micro habits are powerful because they are easy. They build momentum and they lead to big changes over time. You don't need to make radical changes to improve your life. You start small, stay consistent. I couldn't repeat that enough. Stay consistent and watch how those little habits add up to something really significant, at least for your life. So, I hope you decide to embrace these micro habits and set yourself up for success, one tiny action at a time. It might seem small, but trust me, honestly works. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Don't forget to take care of your mind, your heart, and soul. It's all about the balance. And until next time, keep growing, stay curious, and be kind to yourself. See you soon.